Yo, welcome back on Essential Locks. This is a very serious topic, somewhat of academic that's going around. We're going to talk about sex trafficking. Babe, take it away.
Okay, so for this topic, this is obviously a trigger topic. So we're going to cover a lot of bases for it, starting with the victims and the age groups that a lot of people don't really understand. Because when you hear sex trafficking, what do you think of? Who do you think of being sex trafficked?
Older women.
Older
like
women?
prostitution and stuff like
Nah,
that.
me. No.
Who do you think?
I just think, in all honesty, when I think of sex trafficking, I think of women, period. Just
Yeah,
women.
okay.
Kids, elderly, just females, period. Females. Females,
So-
let's say like that.
What a lot of people don't know is sex trafficking and human trafficking is one and the same, just as sex trafficking and prostitution is one and the same. A lot of people don't know that it's the same crime. When I say human trafficking, it's because it's not just women. A lot of little boys are sex trafficked. It's not so much in older men, but a lot of little kids. I mean, 3 years old, 2 years old, some 6, 7-year-olds. Girls, especially virgins. And then you have different ways of doing it. People think sex trafficking as, oh, she got kidnapped in a van, taken overseas and sold into some type of sex ring or whatever. But it's not necessarily that, because the same girls that you see out on the streets, the prostitutes that you see that have pimps, that is a form of sex trafficking. Those girls, y'all think that, they're doing that because, oh, they need the money and they want to. When in reality, that's not necessarily the case, because if they don't get a certain amount of money to their pimp at the end of the night, they may not be able to go home to their kids, or they may not go home. They may not ever turn up again. It's not something that they want, and it may be something that they voluntarily went into, but that comes from a lot of grooming stages.
And what do you mean by grooming stages?
So this part really speaks towards parents with young kids that have access to cell phones, social media, friends at school, sad to say, but in this day and age, sex traffickers are using your peers, your kids' peers, to sex traffic them. So what happens is you go to school and you see this popular kid that always has the nicest stuff on, right? But their family don't really make money like that, you know this. But they have the nicest shoes, nicest clothes, jewelry, all the time, have money. You want that.
Of course.
And now this popular kids will say, oh, well, I know this person, you can do this small job, or you can do that. And they start luring you into it. You have social media, you have cell phones now. It doesn't have to be necessarily text messages. It could be the Kick app. It could be Instagram through private messaging. It could be video games online that you can message each other through. That they're contacting these kids to convince them that you can make this amount of money and do this. And because of, like you said before, kids being so influential, or what's the word? Influenced, that's going to intrigue them. And obviously they're not going to tell their parents, because don't talk to strangers or whatever, but I want to make this money.
Right.
Because I live poor, or I live broke. And now they're getting caught into this ring of doing things that they necessarily wouldn't have done if they had that guidance and protection.
Right.
Now, it's to the point that you have girls that you will go to school with every day, that seems like they live a normal life. And then on the weekends come, they're put onto a bus, sent to a city or a new state. They're trafficked, and Sunday night sent back home to start the rest of the week back to school, watching little brothers and sisters and living a normal life.
And that's the confusing part to me, because a lot of people will be like, well, why doesn't she just stop? Or she don't know she's getting trafficked?
She doesn't want, first off, in the beginning, they don't know that they're being trafficked. A lot of the times,
How
it's
could
a
you
long,
not know?
because it's a long grooming. A lot of times it's up to 2 years of grooming. So in the beginning, they're not being trafficked, or to them, it's not obvious that they're being trafficked, because what happens is there's one guy that's their boyfriend, and he treats the one that's being groomed special. He treats her like you don't have to do this. All the other girls do this to make the money, right?
So it's
And then-
other girls around too.
Yes, but you're the queen. You're the important one. You get me? Now, after some time of you seeing that, it's indirectly putting fear in you because even though he may not hit you, you're watching him hit other women. You're watching what happens when they don't listen to what he wants. So he's already putting that fear into you without ever having to touch you. And that's a process that makes you kind of develop a respect and a fear, which is very dangerous because it's not a respect out of I respect you. It's because I fear
I'm
you.
scared
So
of you.
I'm listening to you. Now, over time, he's going to come like, now you need to start carrying your weight. If you love me, if you want this, after he made you fall madly in love with them and all this, carry your weight. Bring some bread in. So you sell he makes you think that's what you want to do. You sell your body to bring, and now there's something you want to do, but you got to bring me some of that money too. And he still doesn't touch you. But now you start messing up, or you're not making as much, or whatever the case may be. Now he's going to do different things to kind of degrade you without ever having to touch you, but still scaring you because you know one day he might touch you because he's still beating up these women. Until one day you hit that bottom. People say, why don't you leave? A lot of these women have kids. They were teen moms. A lot of them, the traffickers know that. So they may not be able to get back to your kids if they don't. Their family might be in danger. These kids are being told that if you tell anyone, I'll do X, Y, and Z. And because they are kids, they believe that it can happen. And honestly, we know that a lot of these traffickers do have the capability of making those threats happen. So wanting to protect their family, they would never want to put that danger. So they keep doing what they have to do. And once they start to get into that mindset, which would usually be around the 2 or 3 year mark of what have I gotten myself into? I would never have done this 2 or 3 years ago. At that point, all of their values that they were brought up on, that doesn't exist. They brought that out of you. They basically brainwashed that out of you.
Right.
You're a completely different person.
So now you're down to do whatever they want you. They strip you down.
Yeah,
your
you're
dignity,
no
all
one.
that.
You're nothing.
So now you can you're a robot now.
Yeah, pretty much. They own you. You're a ticket. You do what they say. You go where they say. You wear what they say. Everything that's yours
Well, I know,
is theirs.
but Gina, on a larger scale, I hear what you're saying. But what about these people who are being stuffed in these trailers and
Who are literally being taken.
Yeah, and people want to know, oh, why when they're out doing it, they don't leave. Well, a lot of those people aren't from here or aren't from the country that it's
So
happening
you
to
don't
them in.
understand, you
So
don't
what
know.
happens
Yeah,
is
okay.
when they get taken, they're taking their paperwork, their passports, their identity.
Wow.
So you go leave.
Wow.
But what
You
kid
have
has
nothing.
that? Because
not,
I'm
not,
seeing a
not
lot.
necessarily a kid though, but like adults. You know?
All right,
Kids too.
what teenager really has their passport? If you're
They
going
make
out of
fake
town,
ones for you. Come work for me for 2 months.
it ain't no come work for me. I done
listen.
snatched you
No,
already.
No,
So
that's
now
not,
what
you're
it
not
is?
listening. It's brainwashing. Come work for me, and I'll get you fake paperwork to go to whatever country you're trying to go to
Okay, you're legal.
for X amount of time, and then because she's desperate, she's gonna do it, but you're never gonna give it to her. And you're gonna now you have to do this for me. Now you have to do that until she
You're already
she doesn't
we're
have
in
an
a
out.
circle, right? Yeah.
You're a prisoner to this trafficker, to this person, because they have leverage. There's always some type of leverage. I'm not saying that there aren't women out there who wake up in the morning and don't have a way to feed their kid or turn on their electricity or give their kid some hot water for a bath and say, you know what, I'm going to go out there and do what I have to do with no pimp, and they do that. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. It does.
Right.
However, there's a lot of signs that's missed because a lot of these women don't get medical treatment until it's really late.
No.
So doctors in the medical field
Okay.
have a lot of patients coming in that are sex traffickers, and because they don't know the signs on what to look for, they're not seeing
All right.
it.
So what are a couple of signs of sex trafficking?
Well, to start with, the tattoos. You know how many women that's being sex trafficked have tattoos of money signs around their vaginal areas?
Really?
That's basically letting them know it's for sale.
But I'm
Second
saying,
is the
hold
bruises.
up,
Like
hold up.
it is not just like she came in for one injury, but when she comes in with that one injury, it looks like an injury that she really got a week or two ago, and she's just getting treatment
But
for it,
us-
and has other injuries that you can tell are visible. And when you ask them about their work, they're very they don't want to say or why.
But exactly, us being human beings. Now let's just say I'm a doctor. You come in there acting funny with. I feel some type of way. You don't get the energy like, yo, is something wrong with this female? Yo, I need to take it upon myself
that
to
also
look
brings
into.
to the part
You
of
feel
a
what I'm
lot
saying?
of doctors are involved in it too. Cops that are involved in it. A lot of people in a lot of high places
They just
that are
found
involved. We watched a video where this lady was basically saying, like, trying to bring awareness to sex trafficking, and she was like, oh, you know, it's in the U.S., and I thought it was just overseas, but it's in the U.S. She goes, but that's not the problem. She goes, it's in the suburbs. And you take a step back and you listen to that, and it's like, okay, well, so when it was in the ghettos and when it was in the projects, whatever, but now it's affecting the white communities.
You don't think all that shit
the
connected
rich
too?
communities.
Like all of them shits overseas and over here, you don't feel like they connected in some type of way? That money exchange, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
But now it's in the rich communities, the white communities, the upper class communities. It's a problem, and awareness needs to get brought to it.
Right.
When in reality, this has been happening in the black community for a long time, and I mean years.
All right. Well, they kind of bring out the same thing he was saying earlier about the addiction. He was saying, is people just jumping on opioids because white people are dying.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's the same thing he was saying. So, listen, man, I have a weird thing I want to say. And obviously, millions of people are being human trafficked around the world. In fucking trailers, in fucking bunks, in underground. Like, millions of people are being sex trafficked, right? So here's my solution. One of my solutions for the sex trafficking. Back in the day, we used to watch NWO on YouTube. New World Order, blah, 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 kill 9% of the world population, all that shit, right? There's one key thing that was in the whole thing, was putting chips inside human beings. So the government can track wherever they are, right? In my opinion, bro, I have a young child. If he ever goes missing,
I'm good.
if he ever goes, yeah, you're good, that's fine, great. If he ever goes missing, I would like to know where the fuck my child is a fucking sap.
A chip, bro.
Not 3 or 4 days later, like Cupcake, remember the little girl in Alabama who died? They kidnapped her from a fucking bedroom. They found her 3 days later in the fucking dump. I don't want my son to ever be in that situation. I want to know my son's missing, and within an hour, I know exactly where the fuck my son is. Please go get my son.
But does it merely make a difference if they're gonna kill him? They're gonna kill him.
But yes, but at least I know where her body
It
is.
does make a difference because 9 times out of 10, in most kidnappings, it usually takes about 24 hours.
I know it sounds...
After that 24-hour mark, the kid will usually be dead. So if you find that kid within 24 hours, you might have a chance.
I know it's far-fetched. I know your privacy is getting fucked up. I know all of it, bro. But at the end of the day, bro,
that's all I'm sitting here thinking
yeah, I
about.
got you. I got, bro, all of that. Yes, I hear you all day. But, bro, there's too many people going missing, bro. And we can't find them until they're dead. There got to be something that we can do to kind of shorten the time of finding them.
But you know a whole nother realm you're going when you do that type of shit,
bro.
the chips and shit.
Because open up Pandora's box.
Yes,
Absolutely.
you really do,
Absolutely.
bro.
But what's the other alternative? Just let kids go missing and die?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to go that route right there. I'm
So-
put up for that. I don't know the explanation. I don't know how you could combat that right there. I really don't, but I wouldn't want to go that route. Putting chips in people? Nah.
What's your personal story, solution to this sex trafficking thing?
Well, a lot of it comes with what this generation is actually really against, and it starts with the parents. It starts with the guidance counselors in our schools, the principals, the security guards. It starts with the people that are being trusted to watch, raise, and protect our children, to be able to recognize the signs of someone who is potentially being sex trafficked and or someone who is potentially luring kids in those schools and our communities into sex trafficking. Because regardless of what people believe, it is a lot easier than people think. When people say, oh, well, brainwashing isn't real, you have a say, and you have, like, y'all don't understand how words and promises and things like that can really affect somebody, or dreams of, oh, this is gonna happen, or that's gonna happen, or I can do this for you. And I'll say as much as this, I have my own personal background when I was 13 years old with a guy who was a lot older, who did some things that at the time I would tell anyone who asked me, oh no, this is what I want to do. You get me? This this is my choice. He's not hurting me. He's not doing any of this to me. This is me. And everyone was like, you know, you're 13 years old. You don't really know what it is that you want. You don't know what's best for you right now. You don't know that this person is hurting you. And for me, I was like, no, y'all don't necessarily understand. He feels this way. He cares that way. And I believed for a while that whatever I was being told, whatever he was feeding me was what it was. Not what my mom was telling me, not what anyone was telling me. And unfortunately, every night. Unfortunately for me, I didn't have the circle around me of people who could tell me while it was going on. The people who told me the things like, oh, this is what it was after he was in jail, after I was out of that situation. So I wasn't forced to, you know, have sex with other people or anything of that nature. In my personal experience, it was more of a situation with me being 13 and the guy being 23 years old, convincing me that, you know, if I cared about him or if I loved him, then having sex with him, having a relationship with him, that was okay regardless of what the world thought, the community thought. You know, he had family members that had did that, and our age difference was not a big deal. I didn't really have the background of a father that was there, or that was a good one in that matter to me. I didn't have, you know, brothers to tell me, don't do this. My brothers helped me, you know, hide it, cover it up and stuff like that. So everyone that was there was more of supporting me through it. And then it was more of, I told you so, even though no one told me absolutely anything. And after a life of a lot of abuse and trauma, you get to a point where you look for any type of
savior.
Yeah. So when that person came along, that's basically what it was. So it was like, oh, this is the only person that cared, so I'm just going to do whatever he wanted to. No matter how abusive it became, which it did become very abusive, verbally, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything about the situation. But in my head, it was always, oh, it'll get better. Oh, it'll get better. All the way to the point that when things got completely sideways and he ended up getting locked up, he ended up only getting 3 years because I was so brainwashed by the stuff that he told me during the time that we was together that I was trying to keep him out of prison.
Is how crazy that is? Is how crazy that is?
They had to put me on the phone with the man that was hurting me for that entire time. For him to tell me, yes, I told the cops this. Yes, I'm willing to take a 3-year sentence. You can agree to it. For me to agree and tell them, give him 3 years.
All right. I'm trying to figure out a way to ask you this. You think because you was just weak-minded?
And
it has to do with, I guess, partially weak-minded, but it's not weak-minded.
And I only ask you that
you know
because
how you said kids are
easy influence.
an easy influence. So when you don't have that surrounding group of what you need, like a father figure, it doesn't have to be the
Did
actual
you have
father.
sex anytime before that?
He was. Are you asking willingly or by force?
Willingly
He was the
before that.
first.
He was the first. All right, so how could you know you wanted something that you never had? Is what I'm asking.
It would be stuff
It
like,
goes
well,
to my next point.
if you love me, then you would have to do this. If you
But
feel this
why?
way, then you have to do this.
Don't you love your mom?
Listen, this same person.
I'm only asking
You
because
gotta
I'm trying to figure this
you
shit
gotta
out.
understand. People who are in this situation usually already have things going on at home. So yes, I love
It's
my
like an
mom,
escape,
but
huh?
me and my mom also didn't have a good relationship. I didn't have a relationship with my dad.
No, it don't have to be your mom. I'm just using her as an example.
I get you. But when you already suffered a lot of stuff in your past, because I had already dealt with traumas of sexual assault, molestation, rape multiple times in my life, it makes it where once you have that person, because like I said, it doesn't start in the beginning. In the beginning, it's all, oh, things are great. It's a honeymoon phase kind of thing. You're happy, it's all of that. But after you get past that and the abuse starts, you're still holding on to that beginning phase. You get me? So if you're holding on to that, no matter how you feel about your mom, your sister, your brother, you care more about this escape and how I'm gonna feel better. So regardless of what's going on bad, you're looking for that good still. Or that might come back,
Right.
When that did come back, it was temporary. And it was just enough time to make you not want to go away completely. You get me?
The moral of the story is, it's serious. It's not just, oh, come over here and kidnap you and we're going to human traffic you. It's, we get into your mind, we manipulate you, we use you for what we want to use you for. And it's just like, we just want to bring awareness to the topic, the fact that this is a serious topic and it's affecting millions of people. And thank you for sharing your story. It wasn't easy, but at the same time, just...
And I don't want to sound ignorant, right? But I just can't.
Yeah, because you're not
see
female, bro.
it.
You're not female, bro.
But like she said earlier, it's not just female.
Yeah, but you have to understand, we're males. We move off, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. That's how I move.
And I guess that's
Females,
why I'm
female
like,
moves off, I want love, I want some kind of feel, I want some kind of affection. You feel me? So at the end of the day, man, we're not in their body, we don't know how they feel, but we just want to bring awareness to the topic. And just want everyone to just pay more attention to your kids. Pay more attention to their activities, what they're
Stop
doing.
going off of the whole notion of kids have privacies and kids have rights. You know what? Yeah, they do. They have the right to sit on the cell phone that I paid for and I bought them. And they have the same right for me to take that damn cell phone and go through everything that they sent on and check every website that they reached. And you might think that it's overprotective, but I'd rather be overprotective of my kid than be one of those families out there searching for my kid because my kid turned 18 years old and it's too late because she willingly walks out the door or he willingly walks out the door into sex trafficking without even understanding what world they're getting ready to enter.
Right, y'all let us know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe. Say goodbye, Junior.
Bye.
What?
I said bye-bye.
We out.
Yeah.
Yeah.